It's now the postseason now. Just your maybe thoughts now that you can see Las Vegas, that they are the opponent. It's not a what if. It's not a could be. Just your early thoughts.
I mean, word on the street is they wanted to play us, or they preferred to play us. Cool. Bring on the matchup. We have to really prepare. Not just our minds, but our body. We have to go through the best to get to where we want to be.
You won't believe what Noelle Quinn just said about the Las Vegas Aces. The Seattle Storm coach dropped a bombshell that's shaking up the WNBA playoffs. Quinn claims the Aces are scared of Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. That's insane. But why would the defending champs be running from a rookie? Here's what Quinn said. Las Vegas chose to play us. Wait, what? The Aces actually picked their opponent? That's a big deal. It's like they're saying, we'd rather face an experienced team than deal with this rookie phenom. Can you imagine being so good in your first year that the champs are trying to avoid you? Let's talk about why the Aces might be afraid. Caitlin Clark's rookie season has been on fire. She's been scoring, assisting, and basically taking over games like she's been in the league for years.
She's the first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catchings.
We're going to break down all the crazy numbers that might be making the Aces nervous. But here's the big question. Are the Aces really running scared? Or is there more to this story? You know what's crazier than Quinn's claim? The answer might surprise you. You know what's crazier than the Aces being scared? The numbers behind why they should be. Caitlin Clark's rookie season isn't just good, it's historic. We're talking about a player who's rewriting the record books faster than anyone can keep up. Let's break it down. Clark led the league with a mind-blowing 1,520 points scored or assisted on during her rookie season. That's not just impressive, it's game-changing. We're seeing a rookie who's not just keeping up with the vets, but outpacing them in ways we've never seen before.
He's away, and we'll be locked in the whole way through. Here are the first-round matchups. Liberty versus the Dream, Lynx versus the Mercury, Sun Fever in the 4-5 matchup, the Aces versus the Storm. But how about the Fever?
I feel like it's a great accomplishment, but there's so much more left to be done. Yeah, we made the playoffs. There's 6 regular season games.
Yeah, they're a very dangerous team coming into this postseason. You know, they always tell you that the team that you want to watch out for are the teams that get hot at the right time.
Think about this. Clark's impact is being compared to established stars like Alyssa Thomas and Breanna Stewart. These are players who've been dominating the league for years. And here comes Clark, fresh out of college, matching their level of play. It's like she skipped the rookie learning curve entirely and jumped straight to all-star status. But here's where it gets really interesting. Throughout the season, Clark has faced every defensive strategy in the book. Teams have tried to shut her down, double team her, you name it. And you know what? She's figured out how to beat them all. It's like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, playoff experience. The Indiana Fever, they've got a grand total of 19 combined playoff games on their roster. That's it. Now compare that to the Las Vegas Aces, who are basically the Golden State Warriors of the WNBA at this point. We're talking about a team with championship DNA going up against a group of rookies. But here's the thing, that lack of experience might just be the Fever's secret weapon. They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And at the center of it all is Clark.
So Caitlin Clark finished with that triple-double. She just continues her superstar trajectory. She's the only rookie in WNBA history with the triple-double.
Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years. Let me show you how good 22 has been. She's on pace to generate the most points in a season in WNBA history.
Who spent an entire season proving she can handle anything thrown her way. Remember all those defensive strategies we talked about? That's exactly what Clark's going to face in the playoffs, but turned up to 11. The pressure, the intensity, it's all going to be amplified. But after the season she's had, Clark's not just ready for it, she might actually thrive in it. Clark's not just ready for the playoffs, She's been defying expectations all season long. But here's the kicker. Some of the biggest names in women's basketball thought she'd fall flat on her face. Why were they so wrong about the rookie sensation? Let's talk about Geno Auriemma, a legend in women's basketball. Before the season started, he had some pretty harsh words for Caitlin Clark. He said, "This kid's coming into the league, and Diana said it best, this kid's in for a rude awakening." Ouch. Auriemma wasn't pulling any punches. He even went as far as to say that Clark was set up for failure because of all the hype around her.
First time they've tasted the playoffs since 2016, but don't think for a second they're just content to be in the postseason.
And this Indiana Fever team has most certainly gotten hot at the right time. They figured out how to gel with each other, the chemistry that they've built, the backcourt between Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, who Mitchell is really coming in to this season.
But wait, it gets even spicier. Auriemma didn't just take shots at Clark, he threw shade at her entire rookie class. He claimed, "This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. Talk about a low blow. It's like he was trying to write off Clark and her fellow rookies before they even stepped on the court. Now, let's fast forward to today. How did those predictions pan out? Well, Clark didn't just prove Auriemma wrong. She blew his expectations out of the water. Remember when we talked about her leading the league with 1,020 points scored or assisted on? That's not just good for a rookie. That's good for anyone in the league, period. But here's where it gets really crazy. Clark isn't just holding her own against the veterans. She's outshining them. Some people are already saying, I think it's easy to say at this point, she's already the best guard in the league. Best guard in the league? As a rookie, that's not just proving the doubters wrong. That's rewriting the whole playbook on what rookies can do. And you know what's even more impressive? Clark's not just a scoring machine. She's breaking records left and right. In a game against the Seattle Storm, she set a new league record for assists by a rookie. This girl isn't just putting up points, she's making everyone around her better. That's the kind of player that can change the whole game. So why were Auriemma and others so wrong about Clark? Maybe they underestimated her ability to adapt, or maybe they didn't realize just how much her college game would translate to the pros. Whatever the reason, Clark's proven that she's not just ready for the WNBA, she's ready to dominate it. Think about what this means for the playoffs. Clark's already shown she can handle anything thrown her way during the regular season. Now she's heading into the postseason with a chip on her shoulder and a point to prove. If I'm the Aces or any other team in the playoffs, I'm not just worried about Clark's skills. I'm worried about her motivation to prove every last doubter wrong. While Clark's making waves, another team is quietly plotting an upset. The Storm just lost to the Aces, but Coach Noelle Quinn dropped a bombshell that has Las Vegas sweating. What did she say that's got the champs so nervous? You'd think losing to the defending champs would be a downer, but the Seattle Storm are walking away from their 85-72 defeat against the Las Vegas Aces with their heads held high. Why? Because they've got a secret weapon up their sleeve, and it's not what you'd expect. Let's break down this game. The Aces came out swinging, showing why they're the team to beat. But here's where it gets wild. The Storm didn't back down. They fought tooth and nail, and at one point, they had the Aces on the rope. Nneka Ogwumike was on fire for the Storm, dropping 19 points like it was nothing. She led a second quarter charge that had the Aces sweating. It was like watching David take on Goliath, and for a moment, it looked like David might actually win. But here's the real kicker. Even though they lost, the Storm players were pumped. Skylar Diggins-Smith was practically beaming after the game. You know what she said? We don't fear them. That's some big talk after taking an L, but she might be onto something. Now, let's talk about Noelle Quinn, the Storm's coach. She's not just sitting back and accepting defeat. No, she's gearing up for war. Quinn's got her team in battle mode, preparing them mentally and physically for what's coming next. You want to know what's really got the Aces nervous? It's not just the game, it's what Quinn said afterward. She dropped this bombshell. We are very well aware that these games are measuring sticks. Translation? The Storm are using these games to figure out exactly how to take down the champs. Think about it. The Storm just got a front row seat to the Aces playbook. They saw their strengths, their weaknesses, and everything in between. And now they've got time to plan, to strategize, to figure out exactly how to exploit every little crack in the Aces' armor. But here's where it gets really interesting. Quinn isn't just focused on the X's and O's. She's playing mind games. By saying they don't fear the Aces, she's sending a message. She's telling her team, we can hang with the best. We can beat the best. And you know what? That confidence might be exactly what the Storm need. Because in the playoffs, it's not always about who's got the best record or the most stars. Sometimes it's about who believes they can win the most. So, yeah, the Storm lost this battle, but Quinn, she's playing the long game. She's getting her team ready for war, and she's making sure the Aces know they're in for a fight. All right, let's recap this wild WNBA playoff situation. We've got Quinn dropping bombshells about the Aces being scared of Clark and the Fever. Clark's been crushing it all season, making veterans look like rookies, and now the Storm are gearing up for a major upset. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Aces are trying to defend their title, but they've got a target on their back. The Fever? They're the underdogs with nothing to lose and a rookie superstar leading the charge. And don't forget the Storm. They're out for redemption after a tough season. Here's the million-dollar question. Will the Aces plan to dodge Clark blow up in their face? Or are they going to show everyone why they're the champs? One thing's for sure. This WNBA playoff is going to be nuts.